Hey angels, and welcome back to TouchedByTyHairCo. So let's get into it, okay? Today I will be giving my lovely client her birthday glam look. Let's get into the video. We start off by cleaning my client's face, okay? I use the micellar water or the makeup wipes. This is the primer that I'm using today, the Maybelline Master Prime. This is for poreless primer. As y'all can see, we start by priming the face completely. I go in using my Real Techniques primer brush. Once she's primed, you're going to see me go in. Now I'm using my She Cosmetics eyebrow pencil in the color dark brown. And I'm also using my spoolie. I'm going to go in and set her eyebrows in place using this Kish clear lash adhesive. I always set the eyebrows in place prior to outlining the eyebrows. I got this trick from Lachey's Glam. If you don't know who she is, make sure you follow her here on YouTube. If you are an aspiring makeup artist like me, she gives out a lot of gems. Now, normally I tell my clients to come to me with their eyebrows already cleaned. However, when she gets her eyebrows arched, they do it really, really thin. So she allowed her eyebrows to grow all the way out, and I just went in and just went with what she had. I am very, very new to eyebrows. If you're not new to this channel, if you catch my tutorials all the time, then you know I be struggling on eyebrows. But it comes with practice like everything else, okay? This is not my strongest, but I will make it work, all right? I'm going to conceal her eyebrows using the Nika K Full Coverage Concealer. For the bottom of her brow, I go in with level 08, and for the top, I use 12 with this Morphe angled eyebrow brush. I like to, I'm not good with the oval brushes. I rather have a straight brush. That's just my preference. I'm already not that good with brows, so when I use the oval brush, it just, no, I can't do it. I have to use a straight brush. Straight lines make more sense to me, y'all. I'm sorry. When I first did her brows, so listen, you have to trust the process. This looks crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And even once you see at the end, her eyebrows are kind of uneven, you know what I'm saying? Eyebrows are sisters, they're not twins, okay? So I do fix it as I go in doing her makeup. So, you know, just trust yourself, trust that you know what you're doing, trust the process. What you just saw right there was the RK by Kiss setting powder in the color Transparent. I go in with my Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm setting the brows just to avoid creasing of the eyeshadow, okay? For her eyeshadow today, we are using the Perfusion Cosmetics palette, Moonstone. And I went in with, I wanna say the first shade was the color Flirt, and I used that as her transition shade. And then I finish off her brow with the color Midnight, which is also a shade from the same palette. For my deeper skin queens, what I am learning, because y'all know I work on all skin types. So all of my content up here has pretty much so far been on every skin type, okay, every skin color. That's me going in with the Midnight. And the first brush that I used, that was like a dense eyeshadow brush. but it was too dense, guys. It was too dense. I didn't like how it was coming out. So I had to change my brush. You're gonna see me do that here shortly. It was making it like a strong cut crease, and I didn't want that. I just wanted a blended look. So there you see me changing my brush, and I go back in with the same color, and I just start on the other eye, and it just gave me what I was looking for. So different brushes work for different reasons. Use what you have, okay? And then just keep going until you get the outcome that you want, all right? Now, before I was talking about her brows, so you can see here, they're still a little off. At some point during recording this content, I go in and I kind of fix them because I noticed, I took a step back and I'm like, that's still a little off. So by the end of the video, they look amazing. Like they're gonna be a little bit more evened out. There you see me going back in with the transition shade, and here I'm just blending it in, getting rid of any harsh lines. Today we are doing a naked beat, okay? As you saw in the pictures, she got just a naked glam, you know what I'm saying? We did the eyes very, very natural. I gave her a little pop with the rhinestones, and it was just mwah. So here you see me going in with her foundation shade and using the Nika K Full Coverage Foundation. I believe this was the shade number 12, and it was perfect. As you can see her, y'all, she is recording because she couldn't tell where I was putting on the foundation. She was like, oh my God, are you putting any on? And I'm like, yeah, girl, I got you. Let me do me and you do you. And I got you, boo, I got you. Trust the process. Here you see me kind of going in with, at the top of the brow, kind of even it, making it more even. Yeah, that's what I want to say. So how I do my foundations, guys, is I go in with a flat foundation brush. I apply the foundation to the face. Then I go in with a dense foundation brush and I press this foundation into the skin. So during this process, you want to press into the skin. You don't want to like swipe. You want to push the foundation into the skin. Then, and this is just a buffing, I call this my buff, okay? So I apply, I buff, and then I blend. And I blend using my Real Techniques Damp Beauty Blender, okay? Most of my brushes that I use are Real Techniques. I have a few sets from Amazon. I have some BH Cosmetic brushes. So whatever brushes you use, just work with what you have. Real Technique brushes are very, very frugal, very inexpensive. You can find them at basically anywhere, Target, Walmart, I believe even the grocery stores. So now I'm going in with her concealer shade. I use the same concealer, the Nika K Full Coverage Concealer in the shade 08 for her highlight that I used under her brow. This concealer was perfect for her. So my first, if you're new to this channel, I always go in with 2 shades of concealer. I use the base concealer. So here you see me using the Nika K 08. And then once I blend all of this in, using the same technique, I apply, I buff, and then I blend. You're gonna see me go in again, or maybe you won't. I don't know if I included it in here. I don't know if I recorded it, but I did go in a second time with the shade Even Brighter, only at her under eye. And I used the shade 05 right under her eye, just to keep that under eye really, really bright. She wanted a very natural glam. She does not wear makeup often, but I still wanted her to look like she was airbrushed. And that's what I did. If you guys ever wondered where the term beating the face comes from, this is where it comes from. Because you're actually pressing the product into the skin, and it's like you're beating the face. That was when I went in with the 05. Now I'm going in with the shade 12 to start to kind of create features in the face. So I did go in, I marked out some contour lines. Her face was round. As you can see, she has a very full face. So I had to go in and just create those features that I really wanted to stand out. When she smiles, she has beautiful cheeks. So I did want to give her a chiseled look at the jawline. So I go in and I'm just using that same process. I apply, I buff, and I blend. I don't know why I do it, guys. It just works for me. I just like the way the product looks doing those 3 steps. Here I am going now, moving on. Okay, we've applied our highlight, we've applied our contour. Now we're setting her highlight. And I went in with the LA Girl pressed powder in the shade Soft Honey. And here you see me setting her highlight. To set the rest of her face, I went in with 2 shades. The LA Girl Pro pressed powders in the shade Cocoa and Toffee. I did use more cocoa than toffee. I tried toffee. Toffee was a little light. It wasn't giving what I wanted to give. So I went back over that with cocoa. And as you can see, she's starting to look like, basically, she's airbrushed, giving filter vibes. It's giving what needed to be gave. Now I'm gonna go in and build her contour chisel on her nose. I'm using the RK by Kiss Contour Palette Powder. This can be found at your local beauty supply store. Everything that I am using here, you will, if I don't mention it, I'm gonna go ahead and put my what's in my beginner MUA kit videos in these information bars at the top. And you could click on those. Make sure you check out those videos because I have some really, good items in my kit that are frugal for a new artist like me, okay? So as I was saying, I'm using the RK by Kiss Contour Palette in the shade Medium Dark. I'm using the darkest shade in the palette to bronze her face and build on that contour, to set that contour. So that was to contour her nose and just set this chin area and everything like that. And I am blending that in with my damp Real Techniques beauty blender. Y'all, I love this beauty blender. I've tried several, but I mean, Real Techniques is just the bomb to me. Personal opinion. Now I'm just pressing everything that I set, pressing that highlight, all that pressed powder into the skin to set the makeup. Now to continue with the setting process, I'm going to bake her with the Fit Me pressed powders. With the Fit Me loose powders in the color medium and medium deep. So for her highlighted areas and to chisel out her nose, I'm using the color medium. So I'm using medium under the eye, on the side of her nose bridges, around her mouth area, the chin, and at the eyebrow, at the top of her nose bridge. For her jawline, to chisel out her jawline and define her features at the jaw area, I'm using the color medium deep. I am applying these products with a damp beauty blender. Now for her blush. I did not show you guys the name of this palette, but again, it can be found in my beginner makeup kit video. This is my blush palette. I love the colors in this palette. I got this palette from one of those makeup conventions that come into town. I went and visited one that came here to Texas, and I picked up this palette, and it gave what needed to be given, okay? It was beautiful on her. Wanted to give her some rosy cheeks. Here I'm using the LA Girl Pro neon pencil in the color purple.
You stressed out about the eyes.
Yes.
Y'all, she hates stuff on her eyes. She did really, really good today, though. She, like, warned me before, like, Time would be crying and all this other stuff, but she didn't cry not one time. Her eyes did not overwater. But back to the makeup. I used the LA Girl neon pencil in the color purple for her waterline, and here you just see me smudging that out. I went in with the Profusion Cosmetics palette, Kaleidoscope. I don't know the shade name, but I did show you guys which shade I used, so you can pick that up from Walmart too. I talk about Profusion Cosmetics a lot. That is a very good brand. Y'all, Profusion is bomb. And I set her waterline just to give it a little smudge, just to make that purple pop. Purple is her favorite color, and I wanted to give her that, a little purple in her look today. Now I'm just going in and I'm blending out all of this powder that I applied to her face. So there is no product on this brush. I went in with a clean powder brush, and I'm just basically blending all of this powder out on her face. I go in with the damp Real Techniques Beauty Blender to press it into the skin. So whatever is sitting on top, we want that pressed into the skin. So with all of that powder, sometimes your features can get lost, and it's totally okay to go back in and go over them. So I couldn't really see her nose contour the way I wanted it to. So I just went back in and carved that out one more time using that RK by Kiss contour powder palette. And then I also went in and set that contour at the jawline, because I could see where I chiseled it down, but it wasn't giving the form that I wanted it to give. Now you can kind of see it. You're going to see it once I go in and buff it out. It's going to be everything. And then I go in and I press this into the skin using my damp Real Techniques Beauty Blender. There we go, baby. That's what I wanted. Y'all, she was starting to feel herself, y'all. She was really feeling herself. I was so happy for her. Now to push all of this product into the face. If you don't know, okay, I love this bronzer. It's made by L'Oreal Cosmetics. It's the Lumi bronzer. It comes in 3 shades. I use shade 03 on her, which is the deepest shade. Y'all, this bronzer just gives the skin the perfect glow. Like, I love it. I lost her cheeks, right? I lost those beautiful cheeks, so I had her smile for me, and I went back in with these blushes. I did use the 3 blushes that are in that palette. I used all 3 on her cheeks. Y'all, look at this skin. Look at it. It's giving. Oh my gosh. Now to set her, I go in with the Milani setting spray, the original and the matte. Y'all, it is hot as heck here in Texas. I'm talking like 107 degrees hot. So you're gonna see me set her probably about 3 or 4 times, because I did not want that makeup to move, okay? Using the bronzer palette that I have, I went in, it has some really beautiful highlight colors in it. I use the color Adore. This is also a palette that I got from that same makeup convention. I also talk about this palette in my beginner MUA. If you want more information, I suggest you go and check out those 2 videos. I have a part 1 and 2. Check those out on my channel. And here I'm going to just highlight some features that I want to make pop. So I highlighted the bridge of her nose and above her eyebrows, her chin, and right above her cheeks. When I looked at her, it was missing something. It was missing a little something. So I just decided to add 2 little rhinestones, multicolored rhinestones, right at the bridge of her nose, just to give her that perfect kiss. Mwah. Which is what it just I thought it was cute, especially with me doing the purple under eye. Now, for her lips, she has very full, succulent, juicy, beautiful lips. Okay? The lips is popping. I wanted to do a very natural mauve look because I felt like it would just bring everything together and give it complete cohesiveness. So I go in with my RK by Kiss dark brown lip liner. You can find that at the beauty supply store. And then I went in with the Nika K Full Coverage Concealer in the shade 12 to outline her lip. So this was just to create the deepness around the lip. Then for her lip color, I go in with the matte. I want to say this was Bear With Me. That was the name of the color. Bear With Me. Matte lipstick by NYX. This can also be found at your local beauty supply store. And I had her press her lips together because I wanted those colors to merge. It was everything. I love this lip on her. I absolutely loved it. And to top it off, I went in with a Kiss Colors Glam Shine in the color Nutty Nude. This too can be found at your local beauty supply store to give her that glassy, glossy finish. Look at that lip, y'all. Yes, lips, yes. I go back in to kind of press and blend that highlight into her face, y'all, and look how beautiful she is, baby. It was like a perfect naked glam beat. It just was beautiful. This was her under a light, low light, because I wanted to make sure she didn't have a flashback, and this was her under the deep low light. Don't play with me. One thing I'm gonna do is blend, baby. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at TouchedByTyHairCo. Follow me on TikTok at TouchedByTyHairCo and on Facebook. And I am booking, so if you're in the Texas area, check me out. Bye.